Hey you guys, it's Peter and welcome to my channel Peterisms, where I tell stories of my life and just little things that I've learned as I've grown into the person that I am today. And I am sitting around drinking coffee, kind of enjoying my day. It is absolutely beautiful outside. My husband just left to go with his best friend. She is looking to buy a house, so she had a house that she found, and he was like, I'm gonna go to this open house with her, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna film a Peterisms video, and he said, all right, I'll be back in just a little bit. So anyway, I think we're gonna watch maybe Aladdin tonight. He was wanting to watch Aladdin, the new one. So we're gonna do that and just kind of hang out and relax. We went to brunch today. I have my coffee from brunch. It's been a really, really good day. And I have with me, let's see, I have 5 meditation books that I have not read today. So I thought we would just go through that and pick some random books out, some random meditations, and kind of just talk about them. Or I will read them and talk about them, and then you guys can leave your comments in the comment section below. I also want to say, and I will probably say this in a lot of videos coming up because I'm very proud of it, my new candles with the Poorhouse Candle Company are out now. There is Bachelor Weekend, which is warm chai tea with sweet baked potato. That would be an interesting candle. With sweet baked pumpkin. And then Peter's Monster Bash, which is my Halloween one. It has me as a monster on it. I don't know if you can see it. And it is clove, buttercream, spice cake, and vanilla. They're both like really like fantastic kitchen fall scents. I love them. The link is below. I have 5 candles over there. She has tons and tons of candles, so go check them out. Candle waxes and everything. And her candles are fantastic. I love them. So anyway, that is listed below. I wanted to talk about, and that is also an affiliate link, so I just want to be transparent. If you buy from that link, I do make a little bit of money off that. Okay, I wanted to talk about something that I saw on YouTube last night. It's interesting because one of the questions people ask me a lot is, you know, what do you watch on YouTube or whatever? And the thing that's interesting is I watch a lot of what's recommended to me. Is I kind of just go through my recommended if something comes up. I used to have favorites that I would watch on a regular basis, but I kind of go in and out of that. You know, like where I'll watch somebody a lot, like, or I'll find somebody new that I like, and then I will go in and I will watch like, I don't know, like 5, 10, 15 of their videos, and then I'll watch them for a couple weeks, and then I kind of get bored of them. I don't know if that happens to you, but that's what kind of happens to me. There's only a few people out there that I typically watch like over and over and over again on a regular basis, right? So I watch a lot of what's recommended, and I have to say, like y'all know I love like the Oprah aha moments and the spiritual Sundays, soulful Sundays, I think they're called, and things like that. But I also, so because I watch a lot of that, it pulls up a lot of that in my recommended. So it's a lot of like life lesson kind of things. A lot of what you find over here is what I watch a lot of on YouTube. I also watch a lot of the Ellen DeGeneres clips. Like last night I watched the one with Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg, and it was about their kids. It was cute. Like I love those little 2 or 3 minute clips from the Ellen show and The View and those kinds of things. I watch a lot of that. But this video was recommended to me last night, and it was about Helen Keller, and Helen Keller Speaks Out. And I don't know why this video, all of a sudden I was like, I want to watch this. But you know, I was thinking back to when I was a kid in elementary school, and you know, you would have to do like a report on somebody, you know, like whether it was like an oral report or whether you had to like do a written report on somebody. But it was like Benjamin Franklin, you know, or like, you know, like George Washington. It was like always these huge people, right? Or Helen Keller was one of them. And, you know, I hadn't really, in all honesty, thought about Helen Keller in a really long time. And I have to say that, like, I mean, I think I saw the movie, maybe like half of it. I don't know. The Miracle Worker, wasn't that about Helen Keller like years and years and years ago? But I don't know that I really know a whole lot about Helen Keller for her being such a huge part of my educational history, if that makes sense. Like, I just remember her referenced a lot when I was growing up. If you don't know who Helen Keller is, Helen Keller was born both blind and deaf. And so her story about her working with this woman that was like really close to her, I think her name was Anne, is like a huge deal. So anyway, I saw this video and it was called something like Helen Keller it's right here, but it's called like Helen Keller Speaks Out or something like that. And it's a video of her showing how she speaks with one of her close friends, as well as you listen to her speak at the end of it. And she says this statement that I'm gonna read to you. So the video is probably 4 or 5 minutes long, and I'm sitting on my front porch last night getting ready to watch I had finished Grace and Frankie. I finally finished Grace and Frankie, so that had me in. I was crying my eyes out anyway at the end of that season. And I was watching Orange is the New Black, and I was between 2 episodes, and so I was just kind of going through YouTube, and I came across this video, and I was like, I have never heard Helen Keller speak, and so this was really intriguing to me. So I watched this video, and it shows about like how she signs in her friend's hand, and I'm very ignorant about this, so I don't know a whole lot about this. I don't want to act like I do. I just don't. All I know is about watching this video. And so I'm watching this video, and what she says at the end, and I looked it up because she says something about the infinite capacity of hope. And I've always loved the idea of hope. And I was talking to a friend of mine. I have a friend out there that is struggling, you know, and I think that we all, I think, depending on the day, really struggle. And, you know, I have gone through some really, really serious struggles in my life before, and people have said to me, you know, don't lose hope. Don't give up hope. This too will pass. This too shall pass. And so in talking to this friend, you know, I basically just said the same thing. And so then all of a sudden, I saw this come up, and this idea that I had never heard this quote from her before, this infinite capacity of hope. And it reminded me of years and years and years ago. I was sitting in a meeting, and this woman came in. I had never seen her before, and she was sitting in the meeting, and like she was talking, and I was just kind of like dazing out. I wasn't really paying attention. I wasn't really listening or whatever a whole lot, you know. And for some reason, she said something, and I kind of like, and I have never seen her since. Never. And this is a meeting that I regularly go to. She came once. She said this, and she left. And this is where I almost, to some degree, believe that there are angels on earth. This is where I was going through a really, really difficult time in my life. And she said something, and she was talking about something, and I don't even know what it was. And all of a sudden, I turned and I just kind of looked at her. And this is not the pickle lady story, but it's very similar. And I looked at her, and she said, at the end, all I am promised is eternal grace. And I literally just was like in that moment, I needed to hear those 2 words, eternal grace, and to understand that that is promised to me, you know, like I believe in eternal grace. And I'm not talking about a religious point of view. I'm not talking about a spiritual point of view. I'm talking about the idea of grace, the idea of peace and serenity, you know, and calm. Like we can attain that, you know. And when she said that, I just had like all this chaos and this is years ago. I had all this crazy chaos in my life, right? And I was like, I need eternal, like I want that, like I desire that, you know? So when I read this quote from Helen Keller, that is about the infinite capacity of hope, I wanted to share it with you guys. And she's actually talking about the fact that what she really struggled with, her biggest struggle was that she was never, I mean, think about this, in all of her struggles, in all of Helen Keller's struggles in her life, the thing that was the most defeating for her was that she would never be able to speak correctly. She really had a hard time with that. And this is the quote. She said, "It is not blindness or deafness that bring me my darkest hours. It is the acute disappointment in not being able to speak normally. Longingly I think how much more good I might have done if I had only acquired natural speech. But out of this sorrowful experience, I understand more fully all human strivings, thwarted ambitions, and the infinite capacity of hope." And like, I'm so moved by that because I think like when we're going through something and we're really, really struggling, like we lose hope, right? And we have to believe in that infinite capacity of hope, that as long as we have hope, anything is possible. Anything can happen for us. It's not over yet, you know, like better days may come, better things may come. And I want to remember that, you know, I want to remember that idea of infinite capacity of hope, that when I'm going through something, that this too shall pass and better days are ahead. And I want to, you know, remember that and believe that. So I will. Okay. Let's get into the meditation. I just wanted to share that with you guys because I thought that was just, I had never heard that before and I thought that was so beautiful. I'm going to read from the Daily Book of Positive Quotations today. September 2nd, the miracle of the world. Now, I don't have any idea what this is going to say, so if it like rings true with what I just said, that'll be interesting, won't it? This world, after all our science and sciences, is still a miracle, wonderful, inscrutable, magical, and more, to whosoever will think it. Thomas Carlyle. We have learned a lot about the world we live in, from the geology of the land beneath us, to the biology of the life that surrounds us, to the physics of the sky above us. We know how diamonds are formed, how waterfalls were created, how birds are able to migrate for thousands of miles, and much more. Knowing these things, however, doesn't necessarily explain the world to us. We can understand the how, but we still don't know the why. Searching for the why is the occupation of a lifetime. I am awed by the world I live in, and the more I know about it, the greater my sense of wonder about it. I love that meditation. I think it is so beautiful. And I think it's the idea of, you know, waking up every day and looking at what will this day bring me? What is this day going to be about today? You know, having that idea of infinite capacity of hope, where I think, you know, today is going to be fantastic, you know? Like, who will I meet today? What new experience will I have, you know? What new food will I try, you know? Well, the sun is out. It's beautiful. The dogs are running around the yard, you know, something like that. My husband laughing in the kitchen. Just small things, you know, the wonderment of the world. And it's not necessarily about understanding exactly what the world has presented to us and explain it all away. I always say this, like, if you watch my vlogs, you know, like, I believe in Santa Claus. I believe in, to some degree, I believe in aliens and extraterrestrials. I really do. You know, Bigfoot and Loch Ness Monster. But I think the world is a more exciting place with all of that in there. I like the idea of magic, and I don't mean practicing magic. I like the idea that the world is a magical place and that I don't ever know what's going to happen next, you know? And although that's not always a great thing, I don't know that I would want to know all the answers. I just don't think that it would make for a very interesting life. So anyway, I think that's a great meditation. And I'm going to pick one more, and then we're going to close it out for the day. September 2nd. Let's see what this says. I am like all the way up into September. Listen to the voice of the soul. And this is from Journey to the Heart by Melody Beatty. Listen to your soul. It speaks quietly yet clearly about what it wants, what it needs, what it's learning, what it yearns for. It speaks of its fears and dreams, its hopes and needs. Learn to listen to the souls of others too. Listen not only to the way people chatter and exchange ideas. Learn to listen to what they're really saying. My son is 19. He's moved away from home. He talks all the time about wanting to be grown up, wanting his independence. So my husband and I have really tried to give him his freedom, one woman said. Yet recently, when he had a crisis, I heard for the first time what he was really saying. Don't go too far away. Call me often. Be there for me. Let me know you're here, or let me know you're there. Let me know you still care. Now I try to call him every day just to tell him I love him and to let him know I'm close by. The crisis he had wasn't the issue. Not really. What he was really saying was he needed us. Go beyond what you hear with your ears. Learn to listen, or learn to hear what you're really saying. Learn to hear what you're really saying and what others are really saying to you. Souls do talk. Listen quietly. Listen to your own. Learn to hear the voice of others. A little soul talk goes a long way. I love that. Anyway, I'm going to just kind of leave that with you guys and let you guys think about that for a little bit. I hope you are having a fantastic Labor Day if you're in the United States. If not, it's your Monday. I hope you're having a great Monday. And I will be back tomorrow. I love you, and I will see you then. Bye.